I drive a lot of sports cars. I drive a lot of fancy luxury cars. I even drive some supercars, and I enjoy it. You know, I'm not gonna lie, those are fun. But every now and then, it's nice to take a step back, and this is doing that. This is a pickup truck, as you can plainly see. More specifically, this is the all-new 2015 GMC Sierra Denali HD. So even though I'm straying from my comfort, cozy confines of some of these luxury cars, I'm not straying too far, because though this is butch and beefy and tough on the outside, inside it feels like an Escalade. Before we get to the inside of this truck though, we do have to take a look at the outside. This is an all-new design for GMC, and it works. It works 90% of the way for me, in fact. The face is tough. It's got daytime running lights that look fantastic. These wheels, I'm not in love with them. They look a little undersized, but they're not. They're 20-inch wheels and they're polished aluminum, so they're gonna be strong and they're gonna hold up. The part where the outside falls a little flat for me are these squared off wheel wells. It is a nod to some styling cues that they've used for a long time though, so they're not straying too far. One of the areas where GM usually lets me down is in its generous overuse of plastic chrome. They haven't gone too crazy here though. They've toned it down a little bit and it works. Were it my truck though, I'd still probably end up plastic dipping some of this stuff, but it's not overboard like it usually is. Coming around to the back, they've already sprayed the bed liner, which is nice. You've got a big Denali logo right there. And then if you come further to the back, you've got steps right here in the bumper. That's fantastic. Big logos, so you know what you're dealing with. And then this massive, almost aftermarket looking exhaust outlet. Why is that so big? It's because we've got a killer diesel motor under the hood. A big truck needs a big motor, and we're in luck here because this is fitted with a 6.6 liter Duramax V8 turbo diesel motor. It makes just under 400 horsepower, but it makes 765 pound-feet of torque at just 1,600 RPM. That's almost 800 pound-feet of torque. Like I said earlier, I get to drive some fun sports cars. None of them make 800 pound-feet of torque. This truck is paired with the Allison 6-speed automatic heavy-duty gearbox, so you know this rig is set up to get the job done. On the hitch, it can tow about 13,000 pounds. So the truck looks tough on the outside, but here in the cabin, it's actually a really nice place to be. There's really nice materials used. The steering wheel feels good in my hand. The seat is comfortable and adjustable a multitude of ways. And then you've got modern amenities in here. You've got satellite radio navigation. It can connect to your phone. It can do Pandora. It's got basically all of the IntelliLink services you would expect with any GM product that steps it up here in the center part. You've got these really cool switches down here too, so you can adjust the pedals. You have an exhaust brake on this one because it's a diesel, so if you're towing or hauling, it'll make that job easier. There's a trailer brake over here. I got my two-wheel drive and my four-wheel drive settings. Basically, I'm in command. I've got room for my crew to sit behind me, but I'm in the captain's seat and I'm doing it in the right truck. As nice as the cabin space is, the real winner here for me is that engine, because a truck needs to get work done, and that 6.6 liter motor paired with that heavy duty Allison gearbox is a true winner in this segment. Without anything in the back to weigh us down, if you step on it, maybe it is like a sports car a little bit. It gets up and goes. Okay, it's not like a sports car. It's still a heavy truck. It's got a big diesel motor, but it's working hard and it's working smartly and more efficiently because GM worked to improve some of the cooling, and they've done a lot to just make this a better truck. And having a good truck is important because this is a very busy segment. Ford is coming out with that all aluminum F-150 that could be a game changer. So everybody else has to really step up their game. The new Ram 1500, it's a good truck. This is nicer inside than a Ram. I haven't seen the new F-150s yet because we're still waiting on those, but I would imagine that it's gonna be a pretty darn good truck. So GM had to get this one right, and they have, but it's also expensive. The base price for the GMC Sierra 2500 HD that we're driving is $53,000. I'll let you collect your breath for a moment because that's expensive. That's not how much this one costs though. This one has options. That engine is an option with that transmission. Those wheels are an option. Some of this interior upgrades are options. This truck, as equipped, is $64,000. I'll give you another moment to catch your breath. Yes, trucks are expensive. This is one of the most expensive trucks you could buy. But this isn't the one you get to go get the job done every day. You can get the job done every day in this truck, but this is the truck that the boss buys to supervise his crew and make sure they're getting the job done. You pull up to a hot job site and you put your cooled seat on, you put your AC on, and then you listen to your tunes and you've got your navigation to tell you where the next job site is. Let them do the work. You've done the work for many years and now you've earned a truck that is a little bit nicer and a little bit more comfortable, but no less capable. In fact, with that engine and trans, it's probably more capable than most of the trucks on the site. So if you need to whip some of those younger whippersnappers into shape, you can do it, and this truck will help you. Trucks are the workhorses of the American motoring universe, the world even, but here in the States, they hold a special place in a lot of folks' hearts. This is a pretty good one. GM has done a wonderful job bringing this truck into the modern age, and it needs to because there's serious competition. There's always competition in the truck market, but right now Ford is launching the new F-150. Dodge has a nice Ram on their hands, or I should say Ram has a nice Ram on their hands since it's not a Dodge product technically anymore. So GMC needs to step it up because this is the truck that the bosses buy. The younger folk, the harder workers, the ones busting their knuckles in the field, they drive the Rams, they drive the F-150s, they drive the Chevy Silverados. This is the one the boss shows up in, so it has to be nice, and it is nice inside, but it's still capable. The motor can pull stumps right out of the ground, and you can do it in a leather seat with heated and ventilated action going on and a good audio system. So GMC has put together a fine truck for people that are capable of getting the job done, but they don't need to. They can sit back and be comfortable.